So hello everyone, my name is Rajat Pandit and I lead the customer engineering team for Google Cloud for the enterprise business in India. As you can imagine, with the mainstream attention to generative AI, this topic has become hotter than it has ever been. This edition of Virtual Cloud Day is focused on generative AI, and we would be talking about how generative AI is making its positive impact across various industries like manufacturing, banking, insurance, and of course, e-commerce. But more importantly, we'll also be talking about how we at Google Cloud can help you leverage the power of generative AI. So in the next 10 odd minutes, I would cover how we position to support enterprises in the journey to adopt generative AI, and how we're working with engineers, architects, and enterprises of all sizes to ensure we help you progress on this journey boldly, but also responsibly. I will talk about how our generative AI capabilities for both end users, like that of Gmail, and that of our enterprise customers vary as we understand the difference of scale for the needs for protecting data, security, and privacy. I'll also briefly touch upon our approach and our 5 key differentiators that help us deliver for enterprises. So with that background, let's get started. I wanted to start off by stating that we've been at this at Google for several years, and we've been a pioneer in AI for a long time. To that extent, the core work that underpins this technology of generative AI comes from Google when we introduced the transformer technology in 2017. Since then, we've open sourced AI more than any company in the world. We have about 3,000 researchers, about 7,000 publications all over the world. Generative AI is really part of our DNA. As we've always focused on being responsible on AI, while our customers always want to hear about innovations, but we also want to tell them about how we're being responsible with all of those innovations. There are 2 types of AI that will be coming to the public. One would be consumer facing, and the other one would be enterprise based. The consumer LLMs, like the Bard technology, is like Google search bar on steroids. You can use it for things like help me plan a day to Delhi, very precise and generative. However, enterprises need to be able to build something using this technology, and they have very different set of requirements to our end customers. They are more concerned about how to control access to data, and that's really where the main differentiators come from. So as an enterprise, you'll have 4 main concerns. The first one is information access. You don't want other organizations to know what data your LLMs are being trained on. Or you don't want other organizations to have access to that data. End-to-end sovereignty of your data is really important. The input, the trainings, the output, all of that needs to be secure, and you need to be in control of your data. The second part is how you manage your data as well. The other thing that is really important is the control in this space. Most organizations like large investment banks, retailers, media companies have first, second, and third-party data. And it isn't all of their data. They are tied by different licenses. So organizations really need to think about how to control the data that goes into these models. The third part is around fraud and security. Whole generations of technology and service providers that are going to test these models are yet to come. So fraud and security are really, really important. In regulated industries like banking and healthcare, you need to prove how you got the answer, which is really important in the context of the enterprise. And the fourth point, which is quite important, is integration. The thing about being able to integrate into existing data and applications is quite key for enterprises. You should be able to integrate into your existing data and content and do that without having to build net new connections and net new stacks to then run and manage. So let's talk a little bit about a cloud AI portfolio. At the foundation, we have TPU and GPU infrastructure, purpose-built silicon designed to support this generation of machine learning. Above that is our end-to-end machine learning platform, GenAI Studio, APIs, and a model garden. And you should use the right model for the right job, as costs can quickly spiral. So using the right model for the right job puts you in control of the cost. Next is a generative app builder. It is the next layer. This is where general purpose developers are able to add GenAI applications. We'll be releasing 6 families of models initially. Quite a few of them are already GA, and many more will be coming over a short period of time. Also, generative search, or enterprise search as we like to call it, also allows you to take your content, quickly index it using the best of Google search, and then light it up with generative AI. One of the problems with the model is that it can take days for it to train. And then you have to build and deploy the model. And then you have to build and rebuild as you add new information, which is time-consuming and expensive. Enterprise search allows you to deal with this problem of recency and freshness very much. Like with Google search, you can get access to the latest information in this space. Another family of model I'm excited about is the conversational AI. When you have thousands or hundreds of thousands of people in an organization, I'll take an investment bank as an example. The investment bank side of the house is not allowed to look at the wealth management corpus. And the wealth management side shouldn't look at what they're doing with money management. So you have to manage who can ask what questions in what context. And this is a really complex thing in an enterprise. And these are the type of technologies that are solving these exact enterprise problems. On top of this, we are then building out a set of low-code and no-code applications that make it easy to handle documents, to discovery on catalogs, integrate health information, and seamlessly manage contact center as well. All of these are very functional, easy to use for your average business user capabilities. And for AI practitioners, we make it easy to have open access to world-class infrastructure and build the right model while keeping your company data private. Developers have the easiest way to integrate content and manage conversations. And then at the top, we give applications to the business users. See, the thing I wanted to draw your attention is the Google Cloud's adapter layer. This sits inside the customer's Google Cloud tenant and helps segregate a customer's data from being able to train the large base model. And what is really important is this layer sit inside your GCP tenant. And then they interact with the large base model that is hosted centrally by Google Cloud. The adapter layer is what changes when you integrate customer data and tune your model. So this helps segregate a customer's data from being used to train the large language model. But you still get the benefit of those large central models through a data interface. In addition to the adapter layers, you also get to leverage conversational AI and enterprise search directly in your tenant. You can then use this to retrieve information from private corpuses or public websites. So you are using your own security while integrating your own data. And this is a big competitive differentiator. The ability to do what we are calling database embeddings, or the ability to give factual answers directly from a database inside this LLM, integrating your content in a very fresh way, and using your security in your tenant, integrating your data using the best of generative AI. So how do we differentiate these offerings? I'll explain this in 5 points as I mentioned earlier. First one is controlling your IP. Data governance and IP control is even more crucial for enterprises in the age of generative AI. You want to be sure that your data is protected and not used to train Google's models, and that the data is copyright free, including that of any of your data that is used in internal systems are not leaked to your end customers. Google Cloud helps you govern your first, second, and third-party data and gives you the ability to integrate, govern, and manage it end-to-end inside your own tenant. The second differentiator is choice and value. Google Cloud doesn't believe that one model is going to solve all your problems or rule all of the solutions, and bigger is not always better. You don't need a trillion parameter model to answer simple questions. And tools like distillation and reinforcement learning means that smaller models may outperform larger models on specific tasks. Google Cloud gives you access to the right model at the right time, at the right cost for use cases that you need. The third part is responses that are grounded in factuality. Large models tend to get a lot of creative outcomes. But for enterprise-grade applications, the use cases that are developed, it is important that they have factuality and guardrails. Google Cloud brings together large language models, search and conversation, and gives you the ability to give you responses that are grounded in factuality, both on public search and private corpuses, and to guardrail responses to make sure your conversational bots say the right thing at the right time. The fourth point is these tools are really easy to get started. Google Cloud has always been known for providing access to tooling to democratize access to AI/ML and make it easy to get started and start realizing value out of your data. And we've been doing the same with generative AI as well. Our AI solutions provide out-of-the-box tooling powered by generative AI, while the GenAI app builder platform lets developers quickly embed generative AI into the workflows. And for the more sophisticated users, our Vertex AI platform lets you quickly start with existing models and tune them to your desired needs. And finally, the fifth and the most important point, security at scale. All of our generative AI offerings are built on top of our Google Cloud infrastructure, which means you automatically inherit your existing user security, data management, and entitlement regimes. And with our end-to-end data to AI platform, you'll be able to manage both your data and models to ensure your generative AI model is fully governed and managed. And with that brief introduction, I'd like to thank you for your time and attention. And I hope you enjoy the rest of the presentation. Have a great day ahead.